All right, welcome to episode number 74 in the Holy Ruckus podcast, Advent edition, part 2. We're talking traditions today, and I'm blessed among women. We got some ladies with us tonight, and so let's introduce them. We got Brenna, Tori, and my girl Julia. Say hi, ladies.
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on? So welcome, episode number 74. Part 2. We liked it so much, we had to give it a part 2 because in Advent, in this waiting and in this anticipation of the Savior's birth, we're just so excited. We just can't help it. And so we're ready, with the exception of Tori, but it's all good.
Yeah.
So we're ready. We're ready to go. But anyway, I feel like this is like a flag. But anyway, introductions. We're talking traditions, little T traditions. We're not going heretical here. We're just talking about little things that really like get us going, get us in the mood, in the seasonal mood with whatever that is. If that's a particular cup or a mug or a movie or, a particular visit to see, a lighthouse or something, or houses with lights, whatever you do, no shame here. Let us know in the comments if you're watching, what traditions, little T traditions, do you guys adopt at your home, and share it with us, and we will either love it or shame it, and we'll go. But anyway, no shame. But let's go around. Let's meet our lovely ladies, and let's talk traditions. Let's have some fun. But first, who are you? And we've had this before, but let's start with Brenna, and let's go.
Well, hey, I'm Brenna. I actually live in Tampa, Florida, so it's a little bit of a warmer Christmas that I experience. I'm currently a nursing student, so my Advent has been filled with finals and studying and skills assessments. So that's kind of been preoccupying my mind. So I'd be lying if I said I was totally in the piece of Advent that might come next week. And then some traditions. I feel like just Christmas lights and Christmas music. The fun thing that my family has been doing the past couple of years, there's actually a Chick-fil-A that's like 15 minutes away from my house. And when I tell you, they have like the whole setup. They have lights, they have like moving things. And then they even have the lights synced up to music. So you just like go through the drive-through with like all the windows down. They just like find little stuff like that around. But just kind of, that's it. Just
Cool.
hang out.
This is a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, a Chick-fil-A.
Like
It's
like
insane.
that kind of thing. Like when you
And then they have like fake snow coming off the top of the building. They have like pre-COVID times, they would have Christmas carolers, or they'd have like a local dance troupe come in and stuff. So it's really fun to go to. We would go there like almost every week.
There you go, Chick-fil-A doing big things.
I know.
Let's keep going with our introductions and a little Advent tip. Here we go. Let's go, Julia. Go ahead.
Hey everyone, Julia Struckley here. I am from Richmond, Virginia, and just initial traditions that we're talking about. We're a Christmas Eve kind of family, so I can talk more about it later, but my family is Polish, and so we have a meatless dinner on Christmas Eve called Vigilia that we do every year. There's a lot involved with that, and I'd be happy to share more about that later. We talk Christmas traditions. We do midnight mass. And I loved hearing the setup about the Chick-fil-A. I love Christmas lights. I'm hoping that even here in COVID, we can still, like with our masks on, drive around, windows down, and see some Christmas lights, because it definitely gets me in the Christmas spirit. So I'm looking forward to that this year.
Let's go ahead, Tori, and then I'm going to add my man here, my man Anthony Esser. Hello.
Okay.
What's up, y'all?
Go ahead, Tori.
All right. Hi, I'm Tori Wesley. I post social media for Holy Ruckus on Tuesdays. Let's see, traditions. Christmas lights for sure, and music. And also, I always watch It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve. Kind of just always, that ends up being, that's actually a newish tradition. That didn't start until like 2011, which is probably when I first watched it ever. So always do that. And let's see what else. Yeah. That Chick-fil-A just sounds amazing. I just can't now. I'm so amazed by it. But I also love going to go see Christmas lights when you can.
Cool. Go ahead, Anthony Esser. Let us know. What's up? What's your name? Or I already told your name. What do you do? What's going on?
Well, for Holy Ruckus, I help you guys out with I've been known to blog. I help out with videos. This year we're doing a nice Advent series. Yeah, happy to be here. We're talking about Christmas traditions, right? I echo kind of some of the stuff I've heard before. I love going to see Christmas lights. We used to go to one of the public parks around here and drive around. One of the big things with like my family, so my mom's from Italy, is you'll see on like holidays, especially Christmas Eve, the whole table filled with like cookies and sweets and stuff. And so even though I don't have like this huge sweet tooth, it's always like a fun thing. I want to make a bunch of cookies and stuff around Christmas time. So last year we tried to do these like 7-layer Italian cookies that have like chocolate and like almond cookie and jam and everything. And then I've made these like kind of fried cookies with this awesome like fig molasses type sauce called carte latte. So that's our thing, is like cooking and going to church and watching lights. Happy to be here with y'all.
There you go. Welcome. And so, yeah, for me, I'm Josh. I'm one of the founders of the Holy Ruckus. And one of the big things that we do, it's actually has nothing to do with faith or even Christmas. It's just an excuse to watch a lot of basketball. And so I feel really bad. I don't know if I'm the only one, but on Christmas Day, like after you open presents, after you kick it with your fam, there's like a marathon of basketball games. Like the NBA just goes ham on like 4 games back to back. And I'm all in on it. They have like Christmas style like sneakers. They put their jerseys are different. And I don't know, it's just kind of lame, but I love it. It's just like a little thing that has been going on for the last like 10 years or so. Oh no, not even. I've been paying attention to it for the last 10 years. And so I've been all in on it. But other than that, it's my cousin's birthday on Christmas. Shout out D. And so he kind of occupies the day with Jesus. And so I hang out with Jesus, and then I hang out with my cousin, and he's the big basketball fan in the family. So we can kind of chill like that. So it's kind of like, a kinship kind of deal. But anyway, enough about that. We're going to get into everybody's traditions and what are like your go-to things? I mean, when you were kids, right? What was a go-to like tradition that you really like resonated with, that really stuck with you, that just got you all in that feels and the nostalgia like as a kid? And then do you still practice that now? Have you handed it down? Let's go. Brenda, for you, I know you mentioned the Chick-fil-A. I'm sure that's awesome. How about for you guys? What have you guys when you were a kid?
I feel like decorating the tree with my mom has been a huge thing, or with my family in general. Just, she used to work at one of those like department stores where she had to actually decorate the trees there. So she has like a very specific way to do it. So like learning how to do that and make it look nice has been really fun.
Awesome. Go ahead, keep it rolling.
Yeah, I mentioned Vigilia, which we don't really do as in depth, but when I was a kid, we would go to my grandmother's house. She would make a big meatless meal because that's tradition, is to have no meat on Christmas Eve. You're supposed to leave a chair open for a stranger or a guest in case, like, to invite people in. And then we would wait until the first star came out to open the presents, which was torturous for us as kids because sometimes it was cloudy. And if it was cloudy, my mom and whoever would just say, okay, go for it. But yeah, we just had a lot of these. And then we would try to stay awake when Tori was mentioning It's a Wonderful Life. I would usually watch It's a Wonderful Life in between that and Mass, because staying up for midnight Mass as a kid was like sometimes torturous too. You'd fall asleep watching It's a Wonderful Life. They wake you up. We always sing Christmas carols before Mass too, in Polish. So those are some of the traditions I cherish as a kid, but sadly we don't do as much anymore. As family members have moved on and all of that, but I'm grateful for those memories.
That hit so hard. So, okay, does everybody have a family member that would bring someone not associated with the family over? I don't know if that's like just a grandma nona thing, Anthony, or anything, but seriously. And of course, like, it's like now, like, where's your faith at? Like, how charitable, how Christian are you, right?
We have strangers at every
Right?
Christmas. We have like 3 strangers show up, and I have no idea who they are, but it's like my great aunt Rita, and they're the Italian side of my family. Literally just like multiple strangers come in throughout the night. I'm like, and they're very friendly, and I'm almost like, maybe we are related, but I know we're not.
You know, as like it happened. My grandma used to always do it. She always used to bring like I don't know, like just randoms, and it's all good, it's all love, it's all great. But we'd always be like, we don't know who this person is, and
Yeah.
just like she's just like that's for her. She'd always when she was driving, she'd always pull up alongside people that were just waiting at the bus stop, waiting at the bus transit, and she'd be like, "Eres católico? Like, are you Catholic?" Depending on what you said, she hooked you up. But I mean, of course,
Whoa.
if you weren't Catholic, she'd be like, okay, well, how about you come with me and then let's see if we can get you Catholic by the end of the ride. And so, and she'd hook us up and then she'd bring them. And it was at the time creepy, but then it was like, oh, grandma. But now I'm just like, that's such a beautiful thing that she would just try to do. And it was kind of like, how Christian are you? Like, I honestly meant that. Like, would you share what you have?
Right.
My only thing about Grams, you got to let us know what's some anticipation, especially if you do it on Christmas Day. I don't know how many times I have to run to like the market or anywhere to get a gift card or something because I want someone to have something. Like, you're going around and you're giving gifts and everything, and there they are just sitting there. And yeah, about the kids, but like I was like really adamant. I was like, I gotta get them something like a gift card or whatever. And turns out my brother, my little brother, who's not so little, 27, he's the one who does this now. My grandma doesn't do it, but he always brings the strangers, and I love him. But
Yeah.
anticipation, John.
That's like a real thing though. It's like a real, I don't know if it's based off a Jewish tradition, because I think at the Seder meal they're supposed to like leave a seat open
Yeah.
for Elijah or the prophet or something, or a person. So it's kind of based off of that. And the last thing I'll say about the Polish tradition that we actually do keep up is there's this stuff called a płatki, which kind of looks like it's like kind of like a host almost, but it's like a flat bread. You get it blessed by a priest, but not consecrated. And then before the meal, you take off a piece. Everyone gets a piece of it, and you take off a piece of everyone's, and you wish them like a happy New Year and blessings in the New Year. And so we do still do that in our family. But
Julia, isn't it like, don't they have them where they're like really ornate? Like they have like pictures and things. Yeah, I've seen them. They're so beautiful. I feel like someone gifted us one last year, and that was part of like the tradition we did at that meal. I feel like y'all are talking about bringing strangers. That I would definitely. I don't know, like maybe I just don't have a great network, or I'm living out here in the sticks where there aren't many people wandering around, but that would definitely be me. I'd be the one to bring people. In fact, I did bring to my folks' house one time this lady who was like from our work, and she was like getting discharged from care, and I was like, she doesn't have anywhere to go. She came and like lived with us for a while. My folks were like, what is going on? But I also was like Tori, I love decorating the tree, and that was something we did as a kid. I've always been really eager, like right after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, we'd get out all the Christmas stuff and I don't know. I'm just all about as many of the trappings of Christmas, so watching the movies and making cookies and drinking hot cocoa. Look, when we were kids, I do remember.
Real tree? What are you doing?
When we were kids, I remember having a fake tree for a long time. Now, in adulthood with my family, since we moved into our place here past several years, has been a real tree, and that's been fun. We've gotten it almost from a different place every year. We got like with my in-laws, helped us pick one out from like side of the road type place, and we got it from like Salvation Army one time or whoever. We chopped one down one year. This year we got it from the local like produce market, like farm produce market that's just down the street from us this year. So that was really cool because it was also super close and easy. But we love, and in fact, so I still do that. Obviously, we put up the tree and stuff, and that's a big deal. But if I thought that I had a tradition and that was a fun tradition for me, my wife and her family bring the traditions hardcore. And this is definitely an example of that, because when we pull out the ornaments, I may have like, I don't know, like one or two that I got as a gift from people in like my adult life. Girlfriend, my wife has shoe boxes full from her childhood with labeled index cards from every year when they went and picked out their ornament as kids. And so this year we were picking out our ornaments with our kids, and I was like, there was like a second one that I liked in the store, and I like had to argue. I was like, you know what? I'm like, look at, you have like 30 ornaments at home, okay? So just, you can get this one and label on the back Anthony's whole childhood, and we'll just make that up. So this is the ornament I'm getting because I want it. And so I did. I won that battle, even if I looked a little petulant. But that was fun.
Right, for sure. Let's go, Brenda. How about you?
For childhood tradition or
Childhood.
Just anything. I don't know about any of you guys, but growing up, my mom always volunteered us to be part of like the nativity play at church. And I was always like an angel. And then because I had a lot of baby siblings, I always got dragged into being married. I don't want to say dragged in because it was very nice to be asked. But so I did that like for years. And I just remember this one year I had a baby brother, and I think that he had like a fever or something. So he cried the entire play. And I'm there just like walking on the altar, just like patting his back and everything. I'm like, oh no, we ruined it. And then choir director or something was so sweet. And she goes, no, it was beautiful. Like really mirrored probably what it was like. And I was like, no, we ruined it. It's okay. But obviously now that I'm older, that's not really something that we do now. But yeah, we're big Christmas Eve or midnight mass goers as well. And that also came from my mom being like, they can't get anyone to altar serve for midnight mass. I guess I'll volunteer. Like the good Catholic mom as she is, I'll just volunteer.
The Catholic guilt is heavy with your family. Yeah, it's present.
I know. So for the first couple of years we did it, the kids were kind of like dragging their feet. Even I was like, I don't think I can stay up that late. But now it's so much fun to do. And we'll come back home and like the kids will have like hot chocolate before bed. My dad will make us Irish coffees, and we'll watch like an episode of like The Office Christmas Party and stuff. So yeah.
That's exactly what we did yesterday. We started going off of Office Christmas parties and yeah, so totally got you there. One thing random. Did you guys ever fall victim to or participated in like regifting the gift to someone else, and like that was the person that gave it to you? I know this happened. I know for a fact this happens.
Absolutely.
I don't like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, yeah, you give something to a priest and you're like, oh, thank you. And then you'd see it with somebody else down the street or someone else in church. And you're like, I gave him the same thing. And then he gave it away. So what I learned is I now started engraving it. And it's, I shouldn't have done it, because if he wants to give it, like, don't be like that. Like they should just, if they want to give it away, they could. But for some reason I was real petty and I was like, I'm going to engrave this guy's damn name on it. And for sure, he could never give it away. So my gift was.
No.
I don't know, Anthony. You said you've done this or fallen victim to it.
I don't know if I mean, I probably have fallen victim to it. You always have those people who are like, yeah, thanks, nice gift. I usually take pride in being a really good gift giver. I usually get like something real personal, but sometimes, like you were saying, you got to get that last minute gift. There's like some like, oh, your cousin brought the girlfriend to, whatever, that didn't know. So look, even if I'm regifting, here's my thing. There was an SNL skit back in the day about the Christmas candle. There's a great song. If you don't know that one, I think Amy Bryant is in it, and they sing about the great Christmas candle that travels from house to house. It's hysterical. But I think of that because I probably have gifted some people some candles that I've gotten from other people. But my thing with dressing up a re-gift, I'm going to give y'all some practical tips. You didn't come here for it, but I'm going to give it to you.
Go for it.
So I take, as a self proclaimed good gift giver, I like a thematic gift. So you got a candle. What color is a candle? What flavor is a candle? Find a cookie. You can pick up little trinkets, whether it's from the local boutique, from around your house. You get some tissue paper that corresponds. You better be keeping your gift bags, so you pull out that old gift bag, and now all of a sudden you got a whole goodie bag full of color coordinated stuff. Looks like you just created a gift basket for this person you ordered from like Etsy. You know what I mean?
That's a good tip.
I'm learning so much. I am like the worst gift giver. Like
Me too.
It's not my love language at all. So I try so hard in giving gifts to people. So that was a great tip to carry with.
I love it. It's almost like the themed baskets, that they like auction off, but you're doing it. I like that. I'm also, gift giving is not my love language, but I have a lot of people in my life, like my parents are amazing gift givers, and some of my best friends are such good gift givers. So what do you do? I mean, I guess you do this. You make the themed candle gift goodie bag, because I'm not a good gift giver. So I don't know. What are some other tips, Anthony, about like easy go-to gifts that still like look like you put effort in? Yeah,
I mean, again, I think like a set of things, because even for like like if sometimes I'll go like to a department store or something and kind of wander around and see what catches my eye. And it's a nice thing. And I'm like, oh, but it's just like a pair of earrings. Like I want to get, maybe it's like my wife. I want to get her more than just this little pair of earrings. So I'm like, okay, I'll find the matching necklace, or I'll get the scarf that kind of looks like it would go nicely with it, and you do a little thing like, oh, here, I got you like an outfit and some jewelry, and it kind of all goes together. So a lot of times, you start with that thing that catches your eye and then just look like what coordinates with that, what makes, what like collection, it's like I was talking about with the candle, what collection of gifts makes it feel like a larger, well thought out, personal, thing. That's what I do a lot of the time. I mean, you can also go the route of like, if you know people close to them, a husband or wife, if you're trying to get some insight into what this person's been looking for. But I run into there are just some even whole families and couples where they just are crap at that. They just don't. They're just not. They're like, I don't know, I don't need anything. But those are the same people. Those are the same people who then buy the like iPad.
Yeah.
Or those same people who are like, I don't know, I don't need anything. Then they show up, and they buy your cousin the iPad, and you show up with the candle gift basket.
No.
So I don't know. Do your best.
So help me out with this. Tips and tricks for Anthony Esser, but I really want to get into. So, okay, so so I have a half brother, and then another. And his family has become like that's I have stepsisters, but like that's my family, And even though we're not together a lot, like that's still fam. And so recently, having a bunch of nieces for them to play with and everything. So they come over and now that's become like our immediate family, like an extension, but immediate. So they come over, my sisters and my brother, right? They all come over, and the gift giving thing is so hard, man. So this tradition that we've started is like not even a tradition. They call and they just like, so what do you want? And I'm like, what do you mean what do I want? I mean, it's like, so now it's like this thing where like, I ask him like, hey, so what does my brother want for Christmas? And he's like, and they're like specific things. I was hoping for like a genre, like he likes music or he likes painting, but it's like, no, he likes this particular, like here is a screenshot that he sent me. And it's so weird. And I'm just like,
I prefer that though. I honestly prefer that though. I want the specific thing because I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. Like I want to know. So like my family, we will email each other like the specific things. And my sister gives like 2 specific things to me, 2 specific things to my mom about like, so we're not buying each other the same things. I know maybe I don't know. This is maybe why I'm bad at gift giving and I just don't kind of over it.
Because you can get it like for yourself, but like, I don't know. It's like giving the specific itemized thing.
I appreciate that, but I mean, maybe it's not the spirit of giving. Maybe not. I don't know. I have a question about, I never grew up with this, but I feel like a lot of families do it. Either like a Yankee Swap, it's called, or a white elephant, where you like just buy something random. Are you yay or nay? Like, are you into that?
Yay.
Who's who?
So
I'm conflicted with it.
Yeah, a Yankee Swap's a little bit different than Secret Santa. Secret Santa, you get that specific name and that specific person, a thing. Yankee Swap is you just buy an item, you just toss it around until like a timer goes off and hope for the best. And you can swap. Like if Tori gets a candle and I really want that nice gift bag themed candle set that she got from Anthony, I can take it and then she has to take what I had.
That's like what they did on The Office. That was like
right.
They called it like Dirty Santa, right? Or whatever it was. They got the teapot and
so the girls are into it. You guys are into it. Tori and Brenna, you're down for a Yankee Swap or white elephant?
I like Yankee more than the white elephant. I think that sounds more appealing to me than white elephant of like stealing someone's gift and then you can only steal it twice, and because then you get like attached to the thing that you opened, or I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like all those games that breeds like bad blood, man. I mean, thing you get
I think it's
like,
hilarious.
Maybe if it's at an office party where I'm like,
you have to be
strategic. I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah, I would do that at an office party. That'd be fun.
Is that better than Secret Santa though? The Yankee game.
I like Secret. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my final word on it is that I would do the Yankee Swap white elephant thing at the office, and I would do Secret Santa with family, which we do like with adults and stuff.
There you go, Brenna.
I was going to say, we're doing Secret Santa for the first time this year with my family, and it's been ruined, and it was ruined the first day that we did it. So I'm one of 6 kids, and then we have my parents, and so we like did all the names in a cup, and my brother is a seminarian, so he was going to like a formation house, and so he already picked a name. My mom is picking me up from somewhere, and not even 5 minutes into the car ride, she goes, you know, Andrew got this for Secret Santa. And I'm like, you can't tell me who he got, because now I know that it's not me. And then like all of my siblings are like sharing who they got. And then my little sister was crying because she's like, they all know it's not fun anymore. And so I'm like consoling her at the kitchen. She goes, we need to redraw names. And I'm like, it was like this big thing, but we're still going to go for it. And hopefully just with the years, it'll get better. But I don't know. I enjoy Secret Santa. I like keeping secrets and like the anticipation of like planning and everything. So
there you go. Wait, so that leads me into my next thing. And this is important because I know, Anthony, you got to peace out here, but, or if you can stay longer, but I'm going to hit you up with this. What was it like when you brought Casey home for Christmas for the first time? And I'll ask Brenna that as well. And any of you guys as well, if that applies. Anthony, what was it like for you when you brought your then girlfriend, now wife?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm trying to remember when.
Everybody's like, what the heck?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember when I brought her home for Christmas for the first time, because we did, like, when we were dating, we did like Thanksgiving at each other's place, you know, families or whatever. We might not have done Christmas at my family's until maybe we were married, but I don't know, that sounds like not right, but I don't know. I think, you know, my mom, my Italian mom and whole family, they're like everyone was talking about, super welcoming. I mean, they don't care. My mom likes it more than likes her more than she likes me, I think, most of the time. So you know, so it was all good. I mean, I think that it like going to my wife's house I feel like is more interesting. Some of the drama, like me and her sister would get into big political arguments, and then it would stress out her mom. And like, you know, her brother, her like grandparents used to make cocktail, like a signature cocktail for every holiday, and so they would get everybody all sloshed up on these strong cocktails they were drinking and testing for a week before. And so that was more eventful. But
did she adapt to your traditions at home, or was it like a Corey and Topanga thing? We just saw that episode the other day. We're watching Boy Meets World, and Topanga's like ruining Corey's Christmas, like, you know, giving or putting an aluminum tree, ugly, you know, all these things, and she was, you know, totally.
Oh yeah, that stuff totally happens. I mean, I was on Thanksgiving this year. I was making stuffing, and her and her sister were like, "Oh no, like we have to make babka stuffing. This is the stuffing."
What?
But I was like, I want to make my stuffing. But she, no, I think, like I said, the thing that I realized was, like, I thought I had traditions until I met her family. So I don't know that she adapted so much as well. Okay, I'll tell you what happened one time. She came to my family's, and one thing I told you, I like all the trappings of Christmas to a fault. I'm the one who wants to do all the Christmas stuff all the time. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to like desperately avoid seasonal depression, but I just love the heck out of Christmas, right? I want lights everywhere. We got to be real happy, okay, until it's warm out again. Yeah. But one thing that I like to do is gingerbread houses, and I go crazy. One year I made a gingerbread cathedral, like with gummy bear stained glass. It gets crazy. One year I tried to make a gingerbread shire, but my family is like not about that. My dad was getting all stressed out, like, why is there, you know, like green chocolate doors on my kitchen counter, and like all foil holding up a you know, hobbit hole or whatever going on. And so I didn't even end up finishing. So when my wife came one year, and I don't know if it was like on Christmas, it was Christmas time. I don't think we were married yet. And we decided to do a gingerbread house contest. I was like, these fools are not going to take it seriously. We're going to be the only ones that show up with a gingerbread house. They're all going to be like, get bored of it and go drink and watch movies or like whatever. I get to this place. My one sister has got a gingerbread barn that is like 1.5 feet tall, with like candy corn being plowed by gummy bears, like riding a tractor, and like all these crazy. My whole family like went all out with the gingerbread houses. It was insane. I was like, what did you do? What did you bring? But then, of course, my family kept to their non-competitive spirit, as opposed to my wife, who like they will tear each other up over a competition. We were driving home, and I was like, we never like declared a winner. And she was like, yeah, it was bugging the heck out of me. But so yeah, it was interesting clash of traditions. I would say she usually has more of them, but I think what the fun thing is developing new traditions as a young family. So there's stuff that's becoming important to us, some things we take from our own childhoods, but things that are important to us, like reading the Nativity story Christmas Eve, whether we do midnight mass or not, putting baby Jesus in the Nativity, stuff like that. So, yeah.
There you go. There you go. I just found our baby Jesus. We were supposed to hide him, right? So that was one of the things in the Instagram, right? Do you do Elf on the Shelf or hide the baby Jesus? And I didn't know if it was like the king cake version or like you just hide the little guy and you just put him somewhere in the house. And so we thought we had baby Jesus tucked away nicely. Come to find out, we had him in a box, in a little gift box, like it was a really cute box. And my daughter's like, I don't know where he is. And he's like, and we put hay in there, like little pieces of paper, like cut up, like yellow hay. And like, I don't know where he is. He's not in the hay. And we're like trying to find him, and they found him somehow. But anyway,
you should just been like, girl, he's in Mary's tummy. Chill out.
Yeah.
So I have a question about it. Do you hide the Jesus every day, like Elf on the Shelf, or do you just on Christmas Day find Jesus? Like, how does that
we
work?
let them play with him, and then we lose him, and then meant to be, we'll find him. But no, that seems.
I thought it was like a thing.
We put baby Jesus. We have a really nice nativity, but the baby Jesus is his own little deal, and we put him away. And then on Christmas we bring him back out. And the kings also travel from across the room till Epiphany.
We've done that. Did you guys buy? Okay, so Drew, raise your hand. Did you guys buy your own like nativity, or did you get it passed down from your family? Did you buy your own? Yeah.
I do have one in my classroom that was my grandma's, and she just gave me like a little one. I don't have one in my house, but in my classroom.
I have a little one from my mom.
Yeah.
From my mom. Yeah. Brenna, what do you guys do?
I would say my mom bought a really nice one a couple of years ago, and I have a feeling that that's going to end up being passed down as the years. But it's funny. It's so nice that my mom doesn't take it down all year. It's like in our living room year round. The only thing that changes is that we'll remove Jesus out, and that's like the only thing that changes. But we just keep the nativity up all year, and we kind of like it.
That's cool. I like that.
Wow.
There you go. Tori?
Yeah, we have like a little nativity, but I'm pretty sure like we bought it. I just don't know when. But it's cute. I guess I would keep it. But yeah, no, it's cute. But it's not like a family passed down thing at all.
It went at a church raffle.
I have no idea. I don't know where it came. It might even be like the Dollar Tree. Like it could be as simple as that. I don't know. It's cute. It works, right?
Like that. All right, guys, let's go into. Oh, and also, if you have any traditions, folks that are watching, as you come and go, definitely stay with us and share with us your traditions. We'll put it up here on the screen as well. But let's go into the IG polls. The IG polls where we're sharing traditions, and we kind of put them. Which one do you prefer, Anthony? So you got to head out. We love. We'll see you next week when we talk movies.
Yo, I will be there for that. Believe me, I'm bringing my movie collection. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Bye.
Yeah. So let's go.
Bye.
Ladies. Christmas Eve, celebrating Christmas Eve hardcore or celebrating Christmas Day hardcore. This is not mass, but at least for us in the Latino tradition, like Christmas Eve is the thing to like show out for.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's the night. And then it wasn't until I shared my traditions with my wife and went to Minnesota for her Christmas that Christmas Eve was kind of just quiet. It was a silent night. It was beautiful. And no shade, honey. I love your Christmas. But Christmas Eve was a quiet one. It was a quiet one. It was cuddle time. We watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which I'll talk all about that next week. But it was cool. But Christmas Day was big for her. So I don't know, culturally, at least for us, for Latinos, it was Christmas Eve. How about for you guys?
Yeah, same for me. So I mentioned like culturally, the Polish, it's the night before, it's Christmas Eve, Vigilia, but because we don't really do that much anymore, now Christmas Day is like an all out thing. My niece and my nephew come over really early in the morning. We open up presents, then we take a little break for a while, and then we go to my dad's side of the family and my dad's side of the family is really musical. So I love a tradition that we have is singing Christmas carols, and literally because there's a ton of us and we can do harmonies and everybody plays instruments. It's really fun to do that on Christmas Day. So now Christmas Day is like an all-in. We do. We're all pretty musical on my dad's side of the family, so it's pretty nerdy, but like I mean,
That's
it's
pretty
also
cool.
it's fun.
No.
Yeah. But I'm hoping this year we can Zoom call. I hope we can Zoom, and we'll see how the harmonies sound on Zoom.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
See, when I was
There
so
now you know.
whoever.
Sure, go.
Yeah, okay, sure. When I was younger, we used to have a big Christmas Eve party at my one aunt's house, and then the next day for Christmas Day, we would have another like big party. But they ended up like phasing out the Christmas Eve party because everybody was so tired on Christmas Day that they were like just like hungover and just like not able to like handle Christmas Day. So now the main thing is usually Christmas Day, everyone gets together. But yeah, Christmas Eve used to be pretty poppin'. So
Yeah. Any plans for
Yeah.
Christmas Day going forward? I mean, for this year, what is that looking like?
uh my one aunt who normally hosts it, she kind of last year was like, okay, this is the last year for me to host it because she has a big house and she's just kind of tired of cleaning and doing it. So we had to kind of figure out something different this year anyways, but now because of COVID, they actually had gotten it earlier this year. So they kind of learned their lesson and they're like, we're out, we're not doing it. So no real Christmas plans this year. Probably just staying with mom and dad and, hunkering down and calling it a day.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Hunkering down. Brenna, how about yourself?
We are a big Christmas Eve family. So like we'll wake up and we'll put on Christmas jams and we'll put on like movies and we'll be cooking all day. We'll have a nice dinner and then we're like drinking our coffee or taking naps before midnight mass. And then Christmas, we're kind of just tired from our all-nighter that we pretty much pulled. And then we'll basically just lay in our pajamas all day, watching Christmas movies, just chilling, making like simple dinner. And it's really nice. But I'm excited for Christmas this year because I've never spent Christmas with my fiance before in like the 7 years that we've been together. And so I'm actually leaving my family like Christmas afternoon. I know he's in California, so I get Christmas morning and our like big breakfast with my family, and then I'm spending all afternoon on a plane, and then I'll make it in time to have Christmas dinner with him.
Wow.
So
It's like a
yeah,
movie.
so good time travel.
There you go. Time will
It'll be a
stop.
good Christmas this year.
That's great. Okay, that leads us into mass. So you said, so we'll keep with Brenna real quick. You said midnight mass was your thing. Is that still the case? That's something you still want to carry on? What is it about midnight mass for folks that are maybe intimidated to do that midnight thing? Why do you guys do it?
Again, it was just because my mom was like, no one's volunteering to be altar server, so let me give the church my son.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we got into Christmas, like midnight mass. And I think for maybe a year or two, we're all like, Mom, like, don't be a hero. Like, do we have to do this? But I've really grown to love it. And I think it's something about, again, we love Christmas Eve. So it's really just extending the day. And then it's, you come out of it and I don't know, like you're with everyone on Christmas Day and it's dark out and you go home and you have those traditions. And there's just a joy that I find at Christmas. I keep saying Christmas, midnight mass, that I just really, really love. I don't know. I just feel like it's the perfect transition into Christmas Day and it kind of kicks off that celebration. So
Cool. All right. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. We just did initially because that was the mass that they did. It was like the Polish mass in my family's community. So they would do the Polish Christmas carols at that mass. And that's why we went to midnight mass. And we don't do midnight mass anymore, but we still do mass on Christmas Eve as opposed to Christmas Day for the reasons I think that Brenna just mentioned. I like that it kind of kicks off, the day. It's a way to kind of start. And we sing songs like Silent Night and you just kind of feel that vibe when you're there in the evening. So I don't know. We still carry on that tradition now.
For sure.
Yeah, we go to Christmas or midnight mass as well. Usually last year, I actually think I was working and I actually ended up staying at work the entire Christmas Eve because I was like determined to get pictures of the like candlelit and everything. I just wanted to make it look nice. But there's just something about midnight mass that is so special. And also, I just think it's a unique time to be able to be like, okay, we have somewhere to go at midnight and it's church. Like, it's just a cool time to be like, oh yeah, we can go to church right now. Um, And I've sang a couple times at midnight masses, and those are always special. But there's just something about it. It's more solemn. I'm not a big fan of the kids' masses because those seem to be a little bit more chaotic and not really doing it for me with the like 5 minute, homily. I mean, it's cute, but it's just
What's
not
the
my
kid?
vibe. Like, well, it'll be like the kids, the priest will give like a very like kid homily, and then like sometimes they'll have the weird program like in the middle of it where it's just a mess. It's kind of funny, but it's just not necessarily the best way I pray. So for me, I'm
Yeah.
more like I like to have more like the prayerful silence and like singing carols and just the vibe of like it being midnight, like dark in the nighttime. Kind of can bring me more to focus on what Christmas is about.
Totally, totally. I miss being able to go to midnight mass with 5 kids. We just don't do it anymore, and it's like I'm like, oh my gosh, like so. Me and my wife we were engaged, and we were dating. Like midnight mass was the coolest thing, and it's so just intimate. And I think the lights were off at one point, and it was just so cool. Just everything was just like, it was great. You enter in, you got your missal, you got your readings, and you just kind of just reflect and just enter in to the moment. Not anymore. But
Yeah.
we tried. But we tried, man. We tried. I think the last time we did it, we had 2 of the kids with us on midnight mass, and the parish really did it up after mass. There was like a little social and everything, even then. But as those kids keep mounting up, we were just like, nope, not gonna be able to do it. And so Christmas Eve, we'll make it a point to go to mass, but it's definitely not the same. And I hear you with the priest with the kitty homilies, and it's tough, man. It's tough. I love them, but now it's like a transition from Christmas pageant. So like they do the Christmas pageant transition into mass or whatever. So this
Mhm.
past year, it wasn't even our parish, but we were kind of transitioning from parish homes, or from a different parish. We're like, well, which one we're going to call our own? So we gave this one a shot because they wanted, our kids. My wife volunteered all our kids to be angels, to be the star. My little man, my little Joseph, was the star, and so it was really fun. My wife had to carry him in. It was hilarious. And so, but yeah, it's different. It's better than working it because I've had to organize like musicians. I had to lead worship at one point. I had to film Christmas, I think, at one point too. Like, so it's nice to just go and just be. So our
Mhm.
support is changing. And when they get older, we'll be back at the midnight. But for now, I think we'll just keep it. But it's got to be after 4 p.m. like liturgically. Got some
Yeah.
parishes
Well,
doing it
this
like
year,
2
did you
p.m.
see it's
2
2 o'clock
p.m. No,
because the archdiocese allowed it? Yeah, it's crazy.
Really? I didn't know that.
what
Two
is
Yeah,
o'clock?
in DC, they're allowing 2 o'clock for Christmas Eve. They like
not playing?
made it a thing because of COVID so that masses can be spread out. But
There
yeah.
you
Oh
go. Hey,
wow.
Jesus anytime, which drives
Yeah.
drink. So let's talk about drinking. Not about apple cider
Eggnog.
eggnog, classic Coke, or cafecito. I brought this question because I've done all of them except I'm not an eggnog person.
Oh, I
I
am.
hate it.
It
I
just
like it.
I'm like, I've grown to like it. Yeah.
what is okay. What's eggnog? Can
just
someone?
small
I
doses of it. You can't like overdo it. You can like I just like one glass of eggnog, but it's creamy. Put a little. It's best with bourbon or like vodka in it. Let's be honest. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
that helps it a lot. But I don't know. It's just
yeah.
seasonal. It takes me back to like again childhood where they would give us a little glass without alcohol in it. And I don't know.
Mhm.
Just I need one glass to feel seasonal. But that's
I
really
think
it.
that was my question is if you had grown up with it. Because what I find is if you've always grown up with it in the house, like you tend to really love it and you have to have it. Like my fiance, they like make it from scratch and they get so excited over it. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this is so. It's
Gross.
just not that great. I just don't like it. But I certain kinds.
Love it.
I think that like if it's homemade, I can have like a couple of sips. I don't really like the artificial tasting
Yeah.
eggnog that you might get at the store. But yeah, I've never been a huge eggnog person, but I just
If you
grew up with
go
it.
to Whole Foods, they have some like custard ones that are really good. Yeah, I agree that sometimes the grocery store ones are not great. But yeah, just one glass, you got to do it. But I grew up with it, so that's a good point.
Shots
Yeah.
of eggnog. Well, then what's your
Yeah.
single drink then, Brenna? If it's not eggnog, what is it?
It's either we're doing hot chocolate or Irish coffees.
Okay.
That's that's kind of what we've started doing it. And big fan of the Irish coffees, especially that's what we do after like midnight mass. We'll go home and like the kids will go to sleep, and then it's kind of like us older kids and my parents, and my dad will make us all Irish coffees with like a ton of whipped cream, and then it's just a nice hangout and chill with the adults. So
there you go. Cool. Tori,
Very
how
cool.
about you? It was either eggnog, apple cider. Does anybody do apple cider like that?
I don't do apple cider at
me
Christmas.
neither.
No, we do. So I've grown to like eggnog, but we do. It's basically the only reason why I drink it is because it has so much alcohol in it that it's like, but you can't taste it. It's like so good, but it has so much alcohol. So it's like the most fun thing to drink on Christmas Day because it's just like it tastes good, but it also has like so much sneaky alcohol in it that like you drink one and you're just like, oh, you know,
There you
that's
the
fun.
warmth of Christmas.
go.
Yeah.
On the
Making
holiday.
spirits bright for sure.
Yes.
So I'm neither of the ones mentioned. I love like Coca-Cola, like glass Coke from
Interesting.
like the glass, and that's my thing. I would just go to the store and just grab like a 6-pack. It's not beer, it's not eggnog, it's like, but it's just I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's
It
so
was
good.
I know why. It was the damn polar bears.
Polar bear commercial.
The polar
I was
bears.
gonna say, because I saw the poll on Coca-Cola's mention. I'm like, who drink? Like, I didn't realize that was a Christmas drink. And then I started replaying like all the commercials I would watch as a kid with like Santa Claus and the polar bear and everything. So I'm like, I guess it makes sense now.
It's so refreshing. Like when you see the polar bears drink it, like this is probably horrible for you, but I love it. I'm just like, oh, I want it. So yeah. And now my kids call it spicy drink. That's what they call it because it just burns their esophagus or whatever. But yeah, a lot of fun. I'm a classic Coke kind of guy. Which brings us to our next one, our next thing. What do you do right now at this time right now? Advent calendar, Advent wreath, both? I'm an Advent wreath guy. I don't know. Julia?
Yeah, Advent wreath. I think Advent calendars are fun for kids, and definitely growing up, we always had Advent calendars. We would fight over who got to open up the thing that day. But as a grown up, I'm more down with the Advent wreath and the candles and just having that moment of like reflective prayer, or just like to, I don't know, the more
Do you get
reflective
them?
part.
Do you get the candles to stay in the thing?
It is so I was struggling with, I
Oh
had one
my
in my
gosh.
classroom, and
Sorry.
today the kids, they were so wonky. The kids were like afraid the flames were gonna why is that? Why make the wreath if the candles do not fit in the holders? I don't understand.
Even if they like step them in, it's so
Yeah.
difficult to do it. And like it's always the teacher ones. I always get an Advent wreath every year from the school, and it's I can't.
I'm glad it's not just me. I really like, we were watching the flames today. I'm like, why is it so wonky? I don't know.
No,
Glad it's not me.
Advent wreath, Advent calendar, Tori.
Yeah. I don't have an Advent wreath, so I need to get one of those. But right now, I'm kind of a rolling stone between like Bethesda and Elkridge. So I live in the Gradowski Inn during the weekdays, and then on the weekends, I'm at my parents in Elkridge. But we don't have an Advent wreath. We probably have one here. I just don't know about it. But we don't have an Advent wreath at my parents. But my coworker does get me an Advent calendar every year. She'll just like put it on our desk secretly. And this year it's like an Italian cookie one, which is cool. But I've also been in and out of trying to diet, so I haven't touched it yet. So, but what will end up happening is that I'll like end up doing 12 days at once. So, that's how it goes.
They have all kinds of crazy Advent calendars now.
I
Like
was
my
gonna
nephew
say,
have
Yeah.
like
I want
Lego
the
ones, and you
They have
build the
seltzer
Lego.
ones. Yeah.
they had
they
a
have
wine one,
seltzer ones.
like
Yes,
from
wine one.
Aldi's. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting super creative with really celebrating Christmas.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Mhm.
All right. Brenda, did you say which one you did?
Oh no, we're a big fan of both. We'll do
Yeah?
some sort of Christmas calendar, and then we'll also have a wreath. But I particularly like it at church. Like I like starting Mass during Advent and seeing different families go up and light the candles. Although last year it was funny because my family got chosen to do it, and I had broken my arm, and I only went to that Mass because we were going to go look at a puppy afterwards. I'm like, I have to go see the puppy, but I was on like painkillers. I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, I totally can get up and like go light the candle with my family. And like at our church, the aisles aren't straight. They like kind of go downhill. And so I'm like holding on to my mom, and then we're lighting it. I'm just like wobbling back and forth. And my brother was in town just looking from the altar because he was helping as a seminarian and just like shaking his head. So yeah, I don't know. I like Catherine Wreath, but that's a funny
I
story.
in the beginning of Mass, and my one thing, because we arrived right when Mass is about to begin. It's hard getting everybody ready to go and out of the minivan and hustling up to try to find a good pew. And my dream, my Advent dream, is to be selected, a family to be selected to light the candle, because we haven't. So I don't know. We're not Catholic enough, I guess. But
time will come soon.
Yes, we'll manifest that. We'll put that out for you.
Yeah.
We'll pray about that for you.
Please do.
My Advent prayer for you.
Oh my gosh.
Also, are we going to address the large water bottle that Tori has? She like pulled it up again, and I couldn't. It's huge.
I can't control it. So it is. I don't know. Okay,
It's so
I don't
big.
know how many ounces it is. Okay, wait. I can find it now. It is 64 ounces.
She just will casually, like, while people are talking.
I have a Little Mermaid sticker on it because I love the Little Mermaid and everything like mermaid related. I also want to add more stickers because it's like losing some of its blue.
Even Ursula?
But anyway,
you love Ursula?
No, I love Ariel.
No, but you said everything mermaid related.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Technically, isn't she like an octopus, Ursula, or something?
Yeah, like an octopus.
I can't.
No,
sorry to digress, but I just like I had to address the fact that she keeps bringing up this huge water bottle.
Yeah, it is amazing. It quenches my thirst. I have like I drink. All right, this is a side topic, but okay. All who are thirsty, right? And I am. So I have one. I usually drink like one of these like during the night, which is like crazy. I just get so thirsty in the middle of the night that I'm just like guzzling water. But yeah.
There you go.
So, wow. There you go.
So our folks on IG said we asked them ugly Christmas sweater or themed pajamas on Christmas Day. Overwhelmingly 76% themed pajamas. Do you agree, disagree, not sure, who cares? What do you got, Julia? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially now that my family just does Christmas Day all day. I'm all about pajamas all day. And especially this year of COVID, just pajamas. Why do anything else? I agree.
Yeah, I'm with you. My mom actually has a really cute tradition, like ever since I was little. She'll always get us Christmas pajamas, and sometimes it'll be a theme, or sometimes like she'll have the girls match and the boys match, or sometimes it's just, I saw this and I thought you would really like it. But like after Christmas Eve Mass or midnight Mass, she would give us our pajamas and then we'd all get changed into them, and then we'd wear them all Christmas Day. So I'm a big Christmas pajama person. I love it.
Yo, Tori?
Yeah, so we do something completely different. We don't do pajamas or crazy sweaters, but Christmas, like going to my family's, is more so just like a competition or like the chance to flex on all of your family, like for the year, just to be like, this is who I am now.
Grammys?
Yeah, so literally, like me and my mom, like we pick out our outfits in advance to be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna wear this on Christmas. And then we like get glammed up, not like too crazy, but just like look really, really nice. So that's like the most fun for Christmas, is just to look really dressed up. So it's not as comfy, I guess, but it's so much fun. But I just like to dress up in general. So, and it's also just nice when everyone's like, oh my gosh. And you're like, yes. But you know, you're also like, I took an hour and a half to get ready to do this. So,
oh man,
yeah,
I feel that. When we were little, and if we would go to like Mass, sometimes like I feel that like people come from Mass, they're all dressed up, and so if we were with a lot of our family, it was a little bit of like a who's wearing what. I like how you said like, and as you're like a teenager and stuff, like this is who I am now. You want to express yourself and your fashion. I get that.
It's
so fun.
It's gonna be PJs, but the thing is, I don't even play the game. I don't even do the theme. I just kind of just whatever, like sweatpants with holes in them. It's just weird. I just kind of roll out. But we did Star Wars last year, and so I'm a big Star Wars guy. So we've been finding new ways to do different themes. And
I think this year my mom was talking about Baby Yoda, like all of us doing just all the notes like Grogu or something. So I think that we're all gonna look into Baby Yoda.
That's amazing. I want pictures of that because I'm obsessed. I didn't watch Star Wars. True story. I didn't until 2020, but since we were quarantined, I watched all the movies for the first time, and now I'm obsessed with Mandalorian and everything Baby Yoda.
Grogu. last thing, and this is it, and I didn't know this was a thing, and because until I did the poll, and I don't know why. I thought people watch the NBA basketball, but no, you guys do Christmas movies, obviously. But the other thing that came up in my DMs was, what about Christmas karaoke? Do you guys do that? Like, apparently people do it, like big time. Like, Tori, what?
I would love if we did that, but we have done it before for Thanksgiving, just
Okay.
as like a side thing. It's so much fun. I mean, I would now add this as a tradition.
Yeah, you would
Like,
add that tradition?
I
Okay,
would add it. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
very good. Julia, no?
I mean, I just have never heard of it, but I guess because, as I shared before, my family is a family of musicians. We kind of provide our own, like, so I guess that's kind of what we do. We just jam out. We have a Christmas jam session. So I guess it's similar.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe ours is more indirect because we'll put on music and then we'll like dance around the kitchen and like sing along, but it's not like a super like you're up, like you pick a song or anything like that. But that sounds super fun that people do that. I've just never heard of it, but that sounds awesome.
I don't know if my family has the confidence or the fortitude to like not do that in the park. I know my kids do for sure, and so maybe that's something we'll kind of add to Christmas morning. Just kind of start singing and dancing and doing all that. We have a green screen. We can have some fun. We can really have fun with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Holy Ruckus podcast and watching us on our live stream. Ladies, thanks so much. Anything parting shots? Because we're hoping that we get everybody in here for next week when we talk movies. We're going to do an Elite 8 bracket for our movies so that you can post your own bracket of your favorite movies. But in terms of traditions go, I think we've exhausted it. Ladies,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? Anything else? Parting shots? Brenna, anything for us as we go forward?
Oh man. I think the only thing we missed was like Elf on the Shelf, that whole entire debate. But other than that, I don't know. I just feel like this year is just particularly interesting with COVID. And I feel like this is just such a beautiful opportunity to really lean into like the waiting aspect of Advent and also just like the hope. And I feel like hope is something that we all really need in 2020. And so I don't know, that's kind of what I've been leaning into and has helping me through my journey of Advent.
Definitely. And I didn't want to forget. So as you give the parting shots, ladies, do give your take on Elf on the Shelf. Brenna, real quick, was you said
Yeah, I was just going to say, don't want to offend anyone, but I can't get into Elf on the Shelf. I think it's fun. Like people like get into like the whole entire like scenarios that they put them in. Like I can find humor in that. I just don't have the energy to do it. But I think it's the doll itself that I just find so creepy. And I think it's like the slender hands and the slender legs and everything. So I don't know. I can just leave that tradition. But yeah, that's my parting shot is I could do away with Elf on the Shelf.
got it. Go ahead, Tori.
Yeah, I've never done Elf on the Shelf. It seems funny, but it also just seems like a lot of work. But I have seen a new thing called Mary on the Mantle, which I'm guessing can have a little bit of a different situation. So I feel like that's more my vibe for sure.
There you go. Julia, Elf on the Shelf, yay or nay?
Yeah, I think because I didn't grow up with it, I'm a no. And I'm with Brenna. I think it's creepy. People do get creative, and I like seeing the little, scenarios on Instagram and stuff. But I'm kind of over it. I feel like I'm done with that. But I just want to say, everybody, it's going to be hard this year. Some traditions are not going to be able to happen this year, and just be optimistic and hopeful that they will be able to happen again in the future. And just try to make new traditions. I think try to get creative. This is the year to take and modify maybe a new way that you can do those traditions. So.
Absolutely. Great, ladies. Thanks so much for being with us on this Power Hour of the Holy Ruckus Podcast Advent Special. Week 3 next week. Check it here. Thanks so much again for listening, for watching. If you like it, comment, share, and we'll see you guys next week. See ya.